Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond Podcast.
Excited.
We are live.
Excited. Day 2, Panda Watch. Oh, is that music going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
Nice touch.
It's
a nice touch.
Yeah.
Day 2, Panda Watch.
Here. Panda Watch.
Oh, man.
There's really, nothing's happened, but a lot has happened.
It's too quiet.
Yeah.
It's too quiet right now.
So we're just going to hang out. And Dez's going to probably receive texts or not receive texts. And either his Dezometer is going to be going up or down. He's going to be sad or happy. And I'm going to be here to talk y'all through it.
Let's
not get rid of
all right.
talk.
Everyone that's now tuning in, I don't know if you missed the show yesterday or here. Sound is distorted so loud. Yo, Des, your mic. Okay, we're lowering it. We're lowering the mics.
So I set it up high to start because people were saying it was quiet yesterday.
Yeah, it was quiet yesterday.
So let me know if that's a good level now, because it's only us here today, so I cannot.
Yeah, how's the?
Des, tell us that we're getting 2 prospects and Suzuki and Suzuki and Paredes. Tell me when I need to start punching the fucking air.
Yeah, give me everyone tuning into IG, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, whatever we're on, whatever platform. What's the vibes? Where are we at? 1 to 10? 10 being the worst, 1 being you're healthy. I'm still at what was I at 8 yesterday? I'm a 7.
You're at a 7.
I'm at a 7.
You went down a little bit.
I went down a tad down. No hat yesterday was weird. Yeah, sometimes the curls were curling yesterday, so we had no hat yesterday. I mean, kind of losing the black backdrop, but
as I'm getting older, I'm trying to wear a hat less and less.
Let the flow go.
Yeah, and just. I got thin hair, man. I'm trying to keep it as long as I can.
I got that thick.
Yeah, you're good. I got that white boy thin hair. I'm trying to stay with me, brothers. I'm gonna mess with the mic a little bit.
We're figuring out the audio, so stay tuned. But where are we? Where are we? Status quo. Where are we? Let's put all our cards out there. Breg isn't gone anywhere. I think him and his team are mulling final offers, final bids. What's the vibes? Astros flow when the fro is out. That is true, Jules. That is very true. I feel better. Yesterday was more of a therapy session for me, just to get everything out on that 90-minute.
Mic's are fixed.
That 90-minute spaz I had. But I will say this. Okay. What if we do this? Are we okay with this team?
Okay.
You re-sign Breg somehow. Okay? Just until the ink is dry on another team. Okay? We do that. You do then trade Tucker. I think you have to trade Tucker now because you put this out there. You pissed them off.
Thank God Tucker's a mellow guy, but a lot
of
other
I
players
would
might be on social media right now,
diva.
Unfollowing the Astros and bitch talking and
I think he took Astros out of his Instagram.
I think he did that. That's about as far as I think Tucker will go. But luckily Tucker's kind of mild mannered.
Okay, and then we get.
What's up, Patrick?
What do we get? Paredes, Suzuki, Bush, and another prospect. Okay.
You really like Bush. Huh?
Pause. Pause.
I'm not that big on Bush, but.
Okay, you do that. Then you roll Paredes first, Suzuki in the outfield, and you have Bregman at third.
I mean that's a better.
I feel
kind of a better team than you had last year. I mean, it really sucks losing Tucker.
Tuck has to be pissed. We took him to arbitration in the past over nothing, and then you do this shit. I don't even know if we talked to the team. you know, like his side, like, hey, by the way, we're gonna dangle you in front of everyone and make. And look, on a week where Juan Soto got $750 million, he can raid any country in the world with a war chest of $750 million. The Houston Astros are still the belle of the ball and the talk of the town.
Yeah.
Love them, hate them. We're still the talk of the town. Like that's what's kind of got me a little jazzed up today. Even though it
People
could be
still worried. They're like, what if the Astros actually
do that? What do they
figure
pull
this
it
out
off?
and keep the window open? Like that's problems for the rest of the league.
It feels like you have one shot to shoot the gap, and you can't half-ass it, and you go. If you die, you die. But like we're full sending it through that gap.
If he dies, he dies.
I'd rather choke on my own vomit than we hear he traded Tuck. That's a fair quote over on IG.
Greg has a good point.
I was literally, Greg, that's a great point over on YouTube. The Astros didn't sink when they did not sink when Tuck went out.
I hate this conversation. Man. I hate this. I love Tucker. We've got the privilege
Tuck's my
to hang
guy.
out with
Tuck's
him
my
and meet
guy.
him.
Tuck's my guy.
He's so
Tuck is my guy.
chill. He's so nice. He's such a good player.
Great human.
So like it's really tough.
You posed
talk
this
about
on BTD during that streak when Tuck was down. You said, would the Astros be where they are today if the roles were reversed?
Oh yeah, I
with
did.
Breggs and Tuck?
I have been saying that like, just objectively taking emotions and friendliness out of everything. I think Bregman means more to this team than Tucker, and it's tough to say, but I just feel like he leads more in the locker room. I don't know. I'd rather just have them both back.
I'd rather have both back. I'd rather run it back.
Ideally, in my mind,
Run it back.
we have them both back. You trade Presley and Framber for to fill some holes, and then like everything's great. But like, if the offers are as high as we're hearing on Tucker, then you kind of have to, right? It's like they're making offers you can't refuse at that point. A few underwhelming seasons of Astros baseball is better than several bad seasons of Astros baseball.
Page with the signed Santander. I would love Santander.
I love.
I'm kind of out on Walker. I've been a big Walker stan over the last 3
surprising.
years.
You were.
Like I've been clamoring, like, hey, go get him.
You
like
wanted
that's.
him in
I wanted
deal yesterday.
I wanted Christian Walker before Jose Abreu. Like when he was being floated before the Diamondbacks made that World Series run, I was like, I want Christian Walker to be the perfect Astro. Now I'm like, he's a little old. I don't know, Jim. Jim, I don't know.
Here's the question.
How many El Tempo Mars will it take to keep Bregman?
I mean,
The limit does not exist.
I mean,
the limit does not exist.
I almost said Minute Maid Park. Dyken Park will be rolling next year. There might be some fights. Here's the question. Right now, as a fan, would you rather see the next 5 years as like 3 tank years and then 2 come up years where you make the playoffs again and you're like swinging up? Or would you rather that kind of middling, competing every single year, just hoping to get to the dance and then anything can happen at the dance?
I will sell my soul for this company to become $1 billion company and 2 more championships in the next 5 years and never see a championship ever again.
Yeah,
I will do the Jerry Jones sell my soul for 3 championships, and I make $1 billion. I will do it right now.
There's something to be said for being good enough to make it to the dance, and then it's baseball. Anything can happen. You can do a Red Sox where you steal a championship on an off year.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan. I think it's do what it takes to get in the dance, and then you maybe take the prom queen home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to take
the right pickup line at the right time and
just get hot.
Go on a hot streak. How old is Suzuki? I never looked it up.
He's a free agent in 26.
Yeah, but he came over. He hasn't been a Cub for 6 years, has he? He came over and signed like a 4-year deal or something. So I have no idea how old he is.
How do we?
If you scroll down to his years, you can see his age. Oh, he's 30.
He's in his age 30 year.
Yeah, saying he's the future is a little tough.
Damn, he had a pretty strong batted ball in play last year, 370.
Let's do a little comparison.
I think we just come to a point where, like, we all kind of knew this was going to happen. Like, it's not even a rebuild. Like, it's a reset. I think it's a hard reset. Just like my Nintendo 64 is freezing. I gotta take the thing out. I'm not gonna do that graphic stuff we clipped on the internet.
Yeah.
And then you put the game right back in. So I think you owe. And over on IG, Ken has a great point. You don't tank because Altuve can't wait that long. You owe.
That's a great point.
You owe 27 a lot, in the sense of he has been the poster child and punching bag for this entire league for no reason. He has given you team-friendly extensions. He has been the face of this generational run. You have to do right by him. And I'm not saying like a front office should ever just be like, we should do something for one player.
Yeah, but you just extended him and Yordan. Like, why did you do that if not to succeed?
But everything coming out is like the Astros. It seems through reporters and through everything, like they're dead set of like, this is not a rebuild. This is not a rebuild. This is not a rebuild. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, the fans are going to call it a duck. So you need to show that it isn't a rebuild. It is just a hard reset, or it's a retool, whatever coach speak they're going to use.
It's not a rebuild. It's the whole ship of Theseus thing. You know what I mean? Where if you replace every plank of wood on a ship over time, is it still the same ship? You know what I mean?
Dude, that was fucking deep. What? This is a thing?
Yeah. Or like if you have a broom, and you replace the bottom, the brush part.
Okay.
And then a couple weeks later, you replace the handle part. Is
it
still the same broom you had?
Damn, that's fucking deep. I would say
it's not a rebuild, but it's a. They keep shoring up. If they continue to shore up these little spots, and you keep succeeding, then I don't know what that is. That's just success, I guess. All right, so a couple of names have been talked about in this potential Cubs trade. So you have Kyle Tucker, obviously, on this side. You have Suzuki, Bush, and Paredes on the other side, plus prospects. Looking at last year, 2024, Paredes had a 2.7 WAR, Bush had a 2.8 WAR, Suzuki had a 3.5 WAR.
Okay.
Kyle Tucker, he was injured for a bit, but he had a 4.7 WAR.
It's a lot of WAR.
So Kyle Tucker, obviously, in the non-counting stats, was better, 993 OPS, all that. But you'd be replacing Kyle Tucker, a great star, with 3 above-average players. That, you're replacing, if he played the full season, Tucker might have had like a 7 WAR, 7 or 8. So you're replacing a 7 or 8 WAR with essentially 9 WAR from 3 players. So it's like, it could work. Oh, somebody said it's a refit. I like that.
Ooh, refit. I like that. Paredes, I will say this. I had a huge crush on Paredes, and I thought we were going to get him last year at the deadline.
We
almost did. I just think he can get 35 fucking takes in Daikin Park.
Angels got Pujols. They had Pujols, Ohtani, Rendon, and Trout. I don't know if they had all 4 of those at the same time, but that's a case of like, you can have all these star. If you have 4 star players, is that better than having 8 above average players?
And we're getting deep in philosophy. Well, I will say this lineup right now, even if you brought 2 back and you don't trade Tuck, you still need pop. Like going into the offseason, you have to get this lineup more extended. When were the Astros at their best? When 1 through 9 was so deep. Yeah. One, it didn't matter who was at any position on the lineup card.
He had Carlos Correa hitting like 8th.
Two, you had guys that could bop, and you had guys that could get it over, get them in. Like, it very much, and it's just roster construction and things like that, and down years. But when it felt like you were playing, even last year when the Astros went on that run, it wasn't boom or bust offense that got them back in the AL West. It was kind of a deeper lineup of, hey, let's get the guy over, let's get him in, let's generate some runs.
Yeah.
And that's when the Astros are their best. And I think obviously they got away from that, and they've talked about that, and they're trying to get back to that approach. But this lineup needs pop. I mean, if you go and look, granted, like Soto did carry a lot for the Yankees, and Judge carried a lot for the Yankees during the regular season. You can get away with it when you have two superstars that are just the best at the game right now. But in the playoffs, that Yankee lineup was actually deep, with Stanton getting hot, Glaber getting hot, Jazz showing he can have a positive at bat, and obviously it actually fell on Judge for not showing up. You go and look with the deferred contracts of the LA deferrals, their lineup was deep 1 through 9. Like you had Tommy Edman, who won the NLCS MVP, as your 9-hole. So
speaking of that, how often does a 6 to 9-hole guy? I mean, look at Pena.
I was about to say,
like,
you have one.
It helps having above average players hanging around the rim that have that potential to show up in a moment.
Yeah, and look, this pitching fucks, guys. This pitching.
Yeah, the pitching staff.
I'm so excited for.
I'm almost like, you could trade Framber. And you almost don't. I mean, you should pick up some.
We need an innings eater.
Yeah, you should definitely. You saw issues last year, but you almost, star power wise, you don't need to. You know what I mean? You have Brown. Arrighetti looks.
I said on the pod he's gonna get Cy Young vote. I'm not bullish on him.
I'm not Cy Young vote high, but like I'm really excited for him. You know, hopefully you get Javier back later in the season. Who knows what you get out of Luis and McCullers? Like, the starting rotation has options.
You have another year.
They need to fill out the lineup with a couple.
I need some boppers. 1 through 9.
Thoughts on Rizzo filling the first base gap?
No.
That's my thoughts.
No Riz.
no Riz. No Riz on the Astros. The Astros deferred a contract. If not, why don't we?
We just don't play that game.
They don't.
And also, I'm too dumb to understand the logistics of the deferrals, other than like you get money paid later.
A lot of the reasons for deferrals and why LA is doing a lot of it is not as much on LA searching it out. It's a little bit on it now. They've kind of, I think players are going over there saying, "Can we do this?" But a lot of it is the state tax. So it's players that are like, I want to play for the Dodgers, but I don't want to be taxed 35% of my contract. So if I defer it, and then once I'm done with LA, I go move to probably Texas, then they can make more. So that's why the player has to agree to deferral as well. And usually they're not going to be like, yeah, I'll get my money in 10 years.
Okay, I have a baseball question.
All right.
The trade happens, and Bregman goes elsewhere. Scenario. How bad, or do the Vegas books overreact so much that the Astros drop out of the top 4?
Yes.
For the American League?
Yes. Oh, for the American League.
For the American League, no. They're sitting at 2 right now.
I would say yes. If Bregman and Tucker go to 2 AL teams, like if the Yankees signed Bregman and Tucker went to the Red Sox or something, I don't think he will, but then you could argue the Red Sox have a better roster, the Yankees have a better roster, and then you still have, the Orioles hanging around the rim. Top 4 is tough.
Currently,
you said top 3, I would say yes.
Currently, the Astros are the 3rd ranked team to win the American League on Bovada. Yankees plus 300, Baltimore plus 400, Astros plus 500, Guardians plus 950, the Mariners plus 1,000, Rangers plus 1,200. Okay, the question is, do the Astros fall past the Mariners and Rangers for World Series odds? I mean, American League pennant odds.
That's crazy to hear the Red Sox not on there. I think the Red Sox jump up in that top 5.
Red Sox at plus 1,400 right now seems like a very good value play.
Put the money down. I don't think they win the AL. I would definitely put them on like a make the playoffs. What is their make the playoffs line? Because I would take that. I think they could fall below, not the Mariners, not with current, not unless some other.
We are still playing Greinke.
Somebody says Tyler White's available. I think it was Dalton. Who's behind it's the Mariners and the Rangers?
Yes.
I don't think they'll fall behind either of those teams.
You think they fall behind Cleveland at plus 950?
I think they fall behind Cleveland, yeah.
Something to monitor.
I don't think they fall past 4 unless the Red Sox overtake them. But the Mariners they haven't been making. Jerry DiPoto's enjoying vacation, apparently. Yeah. I'm surprised they're not in on. I did see somebody say the Mariners might be Saki's landing spot.
I saw that they were going to approach him with Ichiro and a full.
And what they were saying
plan
about the small market team and how, obviously their pitching lab works. So like
pitching lab does work. I mean, I think the Mariners are a strong suitor for.
And that puts them in the position to then be able to trade 1 or 2 of their starters and shore up their offense is what they need to do.
Brian, Detroit on the American League champion list is at plus 1,300 behind the Mariners and Rangers.
They're above the Red Sox?
They're above the Red Sox, Twins, Royals. The Royals are plus 1,800.
I would put the Royals above the Mariners.
Tampa Bay Rays plus 2,800. Blue
Why
Jays
are the Mariners
plus
so high? I don't understand that.
Just because they could win the division, they would be in theory.
In theory, but
I would take the Royals plus 1,800 over the field.
The Royals,
like if you made me throw a
dart. The Royals
dart.
and the Red Sox both have like strong young cores
value
with money that they're spending. The Royals are starting to spend some money. If Tucker and Bregman leave, the Astros 2025 lineup will look similar to the Mariners 2024 lineup. I've been saying that.
I don't think so,
Matt. I think y'all underestimate how bad that lineup was.
I think you're underestimating how bad this lineup potentially could be.
There was parts like midway through the season they had no players with an OPS above 700.
That is true.
So that's
that
saying,
is true.
Like, Altuve won't. Diaz won't.
That's true.
Jordan won't.
That's true.
They had they have J-Rod who was having a down year, but like outside of that.
Okay, another question posed to everyone, whether on IG, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. You make these trades. Tomorrow you have to, if you're fully committed to this, I think you have to extend offers to Diaz and Pena.
Yeah.
If your philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, get them now.
Yeah.
I think the way the market is going in general in baseball, if you're not the LA Dodgers or the Red Sox or the Yankees, if you're not, or the Mets, so like one of those teams that's giving out 10-year, $300 million contracts, if you're not one of those teams, you have to extend your player in their between their second and fourth years. Because once you get to that fourth year, fifth year, the player and his agent are like, well, we only have another year or so. I've proven my worth. Even if I got injured right now and I missed a year or something, like my numbers are still there.
Yeah.
And I can still get a bag in free agency. So I'm going to wait. But if you offer that extension in their second or third year, as a player, you're thinking, I could take this sure money now, even if it's less than I might make in 3 years, but it's sure money. And if I got injured or something, like something happened, like my family for generations is still taken care of. So it's just,
you just get the security of getting the arbitration.
Yeah, and the market is continually rising as well. So like signing Diaz this offseason or next is going to be so much cheaper than what do you think the contracts are going to be like in 4 years?
Yeah.
I mean, what were they 4 years ago? Like it's just like continually going up. So
you have to start getting ahead.
Yeah. The Braves were the geniuses, like way above the. And I think it's the risk on the team's part is like, is this guy actually going to sustain that? But I think there's players where you can tell, they're a stud.
I also like how the Yankees still, the mindset is, we're going to offer you this deal and you're going to take it because we're the New York Yankees.
Yeah, they're still thinking that.
And Randy Miller's article is the Astros Yankees lowballing and Kyle Tucker trade talks offering crap, and
I love that.
That's great because I also heard that from one of the people.
I love that Dana is not.
Yeah.
Just taking whatever.
You're the belle of the ball now.
Yeah.
You've stoked the fires. You get the Godfather offer, and if the Godfather offer isn't there, okay, we'll just keep a top 5 Major League Baseball player on the team.
Oh yeah, and there's also Brian Abreu, and Hunter Brown. You're
Lock
trying
him
to
up.
extend them in 2026 and beyond.
Lock him up.
Astros need a lucrative media deal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, they took a gamble. I think owning their own.
That's another thing
channel.
I don't know any about.
I think in the long run, it's going to be more profits for them. But in the short term, you can make a lot more money on, somebody paying you to broadcast.
I also think, like, eventually, I think a hard cap has to come in. But what happens to a team? Like, are you grandfathered in if you're over the hard cap?
Yeah, how does that work?
How does that work? You have to get below the hard cap?
You have to. Well, I think if that happens, it's not going to be for a few years, and it'll be one of those things where,
hey, everyone, you have to get under this number.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to say, they're going to sign something in like 2027 saying starting in 2030, this hard cap is going to be instituted or something like that. And I'm sure there'll be some workaround with deferred contracts, not, oh my God, there's a giant ass wasp.
Dude,
if y'all see me run off screen, there's fucking huge.
That's actually a ginormous wall. That's actually a Marvel character.
I need a weapon.
I mean,
sorry.
We have a window that's open
in
the office it's just not fixed, and it's just.
Oh, but yeah. Thanks for saying that. It's getting fixed tomorrow with steel bars. So.
Well, unless someone out there's like a human-sized wasp, then like they can't get in our office.
Use your hat, Des.
I think Dalton, you're right. You have to get super creative with signing bonus. I think signing bonus is the way to go. I think we're seeing that. I think you obviously that's a lot. That's a lot on ownership to dish that out. But if you have the money, you have the money.
What's stopping a team from saying like you're signing a big player like Bregman, somebody who's a star? What's stopping them saying, here's a 6-year, $120 million contract, but we're going to give you $10 million for every All-Star game you make. It's like, they're going to make All-Star game. That they're going to like an incentive, like a bumped up.
Too much risk. I don't know. It's also player union too.
Maybe All-Star game, but like maybe like you play 30 games a season.
You're on the opening day roster. Here's $50 million.
Yeah, like it's just like it's a loophole type of thing where like I don't think there's caps on that. You just say.
Oh, wasp-sized human, not human-sized wasp.
Would you rather
Scary thought.
Would you rather fight 100 wasp-sized humans or 100 human-sized wasps?
Okay, hold on. A wasp-sized human.
No. Would you rather fight 2
human-sized wasp?
Human-sized wasps or 100 wasp-sized humans?
2 of them?
Yeah. Just 2 fucking giant wasps
that are human sized.
Yeah, coming at you, or 100.
That's
like swarm of.
I would say the human sized wasp, just because it's one thing. I'm dead. I just want it to be quick. I don't want to be like
it's just
100, like a swarm of.
Yeah, you're just getting hit all over.
Pause.
All right.
I dreamed that I woke up to a tweet announcing Bregman signed for the Yankees for $200 million. Probably a fair dream. Probably a fair offer that was probably out there.
In 10 years, do we see the first $1 billion contract?
I don't think we see anyone top Soto. I don't see another Soto. What other players gonna get?
Well, we don't know yet.
I don't think there's another Soto out there.
You don't think so? You don't think 10 years ago, or even 15 years ago, before we had a Mike Trout? Well, God, fucking time is flying. 17 years ago, before we had a Mike Trout, a Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Aaron. Like,
I think we saw the top. This is the top of the market.
I feel like every generation.
This is the top of the market.
I feel like every generation. I feel like when Alex Rodriguez signed his contract, they were like, "There's never going to be another Alex Rodriguez making this kind of money." I feel like that consistently. Now there might not be another Ohtani, but I think the market's just going that way. I think 6 years from now there could be some 19-year-old stud that comes in the league. And then,
but he still has to be under team control for 6 years. Like, I have time on my side.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
scenario.
Yeah, I mean, 10 is like right around where I say 10 to 15.
We have to know right now who the next Juan Soto is right now, and I don't think we do. I don't think there's a young guy that we know that's.
You don't think Paul Skeens signs a $800 million contract?
No. Too much mileage.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough with a pitcher. Hard. It's going to have to be a position player.
Yeah.
You don't think lefty from Florida,
Jack Caglione?
You don't think
no.
he comes in the league and hits like 50 bombs a year for the first 4 years, and then it's like, all right, we got to give this kid $1 million?
I don't think anyone out there is better than Soto.
I mean, we say that. I think it could happen.
Do we think Bryce Matthews will make his debut this year?
I do.
I think we see Melton before Bryce.
I agree with that because Bryce is just barely making a AAA, but I think Bryce is a September call-up. Either way it goes to Bregman, especially if whoever is playing your third base, like if there's any injuries, like he's next in line. he's like your third-string third baseman right now in the organization. Interesting,
Seth. Seth over on YouTube goes, this morning on MLB Network Radio, Mike Farron says he feels confidently Bregman will return to the Astros. He said both sides are too motivated to not make this work.
I agree. I think if the Astros get either two things happen. Either the Astros get creative enough with the contract to get him to the number he wants, or Crane goes over the 7 years. But I think one of those could happen. Yeah, somebody else.
Yeah, Silver and IG just brought the Mike Farron thing.
I mean, yesterday, what you read at 8 yesterday on the panic scale, and now you're at a 7?
Okay. Let's just put all our cards out there. Yesterday I was at an 8. Yesterday I was on stream and got that text. Today I'm a whole point less from that spiral.
You got some DMs.
And there's a lot of things that I've heard that probably relates to what Mike Farron said on MLB Network Radio. But I would still give the field over Houston. But I woke up this morning slightly less chaotic.
What percentage are you at right now?
Of retention?
Yeah. Is it more than 40?
No.
Is it more than 35?
You know what? I'm going to do this for solidarity. I'm at 27%.
Okay. All right.
I also thought about this. Is Framber's value? All right. So Tucker, obviously, there's a bunch of people talked about it. Like, if he gets moved, ideally you probably get way more at the beginning of the year than at the deadline for a rental of that bat, right? But the inverse of that, isn't Framber's value going to be way more at the deadline than it is at the beginning of the season? That makes sense.
That's kind of where I agree too.
You know what I mean? Like,
let him go out there, and if he's having another Cy Young caliber year,
he's 200 innings.
Yeah.
You know, he's a walking inning guy. Dalton, you'll give a personalized tour of the Louisville Slugger Museum. Hey, Dalton, actually, he's probably going to be out there way more just with the horses. Dom, what do you want for Tucker? I don't want anything with the Yankees. I don't want Gil.
Yankees offer
brutal. They just expect you to take it because they're the New York Yankees. If the Cubs deal, I love Paredes. The Suzuki's the throw-in Major League Ready that shows that they're ready for the reset. You got to give me one of the top guys of Shaw or Bush.
The Cubs have 8 players in the top 100 prospects. If you're getting Suzuki and Paredes only on the MLB level, you need at least at least 2 of those. And if it's on the lower end, you need 3 of them.
I don't see them moving Shaw, but I'd be like, all right, I need Smith.
Yeah.
Dalton, I am down for the Derby. I swear to you, I will go to the Derby. Let's do it.
When is that? May?
March? I need a Derby.
Oh yeah, were we watching that at spring training? Were we watching that?
Yeah, I think one of the years.
At what point, if any, does Bregman get too expensive? I don't think he gets too expensive, but the years thing is always the crux for the Astros. I think the Astros are pretty competitive AAV wise.
Yeah.
But it's wanting more than 6 years that is always tough.
Yeah. Also
Cam
think
Smith or Matt Shaw, we would want Matt Shaw.
Or either or.
Well, you like Cam Smith more than Cassie or
yeah, I do. I really like Cam Smith.
Cam Smith's 73, Cassie's 34. So, but I mean these rankings, they're just kind of a guideline. They're not. Yeah, you have to have the eye test too. Shout out to the 100 people right now watching on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
We don't have any news yet, but I feel like something could pop any minute.
Cam Smith yesterday, last year. Obviously he got drafted 14th overall out of Florida State. Had a 1,000 OPS, 313 average.
Oh, he was at Florida State. I saw his highlight. I watched.
He went
part of their. They were in the. They were in Omaha, right? Or no?
I lost a regional. They lost a regional.
Maybe it was a regional I was watching.
Or lost a super.
I remember watching and I saw him fucking hit a rocket.
He got all the way up to Double A last year.
Okay.
And they shortened. From season ending to 6'3", 224. That's how I like my mint. Pause. Pause. 21. Pause.
21-year-old, 6'3", 224 righty. I mean, that's
you build those in a lab. You build those on MLB
like
The Show.
Who could hit a Crawford box?
Sounds like Brian Lima. Yeah, Shaw. You have to give me Cam Smith. Shaw's is like all of 5'9" too. So
yeah,
we already have a short king.
Yeah.
Did
a tall righty first baseman?
Did I miss Des spill the beans on the message you got yesterday? No, but I will spill the beans as soon as the dust settles for sure. I will say. I'll actually show the text. Des, gun to your head. What do you think, Alex? Science today, end of week. I feel like we're coming to a resolution soon. I think in the next 36, and I'm leaning more to this evening. I don't know anything. That's just like my read of it. I don't think you leave winter meetings without. I think final bids are submitted.
I think we at least there's a tweet from a reporter at some point today or early tomorrow that's like, talks are heating up with X team. Like, talks are progressing to, like.
Yeah. I was the only one watching Puerto Rican winter ball. DeZenzo looks like I love Desi. That guy can rake.
Oh, I think
DeZenzo's a walking barrel.
Yeah,
we just gotta refine the swing.
I'm ready for him to be on the roster. I don't know if I'm fully comfortable saying like this is a starter that, on our 1 through 9. If I'm confident, if I'd rather have somebody else.
I have to believe that there's a few dudes left that are not ranked, they're not talked about, and they are in Sugarland. They come up and they produce. Until they stop doing it, I'm gonna always give them the benefit of the doubt.
People love hate on Chaz, but like for how he was ranked as a prospect and how where he came from, Chaz fucking the value you got out of his draft pick is crazy.
I also think Chaz bounces back next year.
We've been saying
the regression to the mean the other way.
It seemed like he was hurt. He had a back injury or whatever. PCA. Who said PCA? Cubs aren't trading PCA.
I mean, I would obviously ask for PCA. First off, 100%. I will make them say no to PCA, and then I'll be like, okay.
He's a center fielder mostly, right?
I think but he play everywhere.
He can play, but
he's a freak.
Yeah,
I also think with the Cubs, you have to make it hurt. And we said it on the episode yesterday. if that Tucker trade happens, which I don't want it. I understand the theory, the game theory, and the values of it, and all that. I'm selfish, so I would like my friend to stay. But if you do it and you have a plan and you execute it, I want to wake up or I want to read the message, and it's going to be, okay, that hurt them. That's the only way. I don't want to be like, I do think the initial reaction is going to be very much like this is the Kikuchi trade where everyone's, oh, well, Astros fleeced, Dana got fleeced, blah, 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 blah. I do think that because we're irrational human beings, and we act irrationally, and we do that on the internet.
Never.
I do think when the dust settles, you're like, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? So,
dude, Tucker on the Phillies would be, that lineup would be just fucking nasty. I just, like, the Cubs is like, he goes to the Cubs, I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, the Cubs are better, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if he went to the Phillies, I'd be like, Phillies are like, you have a lineup with Tucker, Harper, Castellanos, and
the Phillies. The Phillies are in must win.
Yeah.
They're in must win, must spin.
I feel like they should be making more of a desperate offer than the Cubs.
And it just, I don't know.
Hey, who's Abel? Would they include Abel / Crawford? I don't know the Phillies system like that. I don't know who Abel is. He's not on their top. He's not even on their top 30. Oh, Mick Abel. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, Mick Abel.
I remember from MLB The Show.
I mean, he's number 6 on their top 30.
Is he a pitcher?
Yeah, he's a right-handed pitcher. He's not in the top 100. Their top prospect is Aiden Miller, shortstop. 6'1", 205, 20 years old. Justin Crawford, outfielder.
By the way guy on YouTube. I'm assuming you're a Cubs fan. You have a lot of knowledge on the Cubs side. I do think the Astros gave away some leverage for sure by saying they're not going to re-sign Tucker. Now, no one from the front office said that, and the GM kind of obviously flirted with it, but a lot of that was running from the reporters.
Yeah.
I do think that. I'm not on the philosophy of getting pitching. I need bop in the lineup. I need 1 through 9. I need hitters. I need people that can extend it. Because look, Hunter Brown pitched his damn ass off in Game 2 of the wild card series, and he looked back, and there was nothing but zeros on the board. You can't afford that. You can't afford that while you have these young pitchers.
Yeah, I mean the Astros
under control. Like you need pop.
Weirdly, they're in a prime position.
It's flip flop.
Yeah,
it's flip flop.
A couple years ago, it was all these young core hitters
that you build around with.
Pitchers. Yeah, I mean basically they should be doing what they did in 2019 with pitching. You know, having Cole and Verlander and Greinke. They need to have the flip flop of that with the bats. I mean, they need to make a Greinke level pickup.
The real John Harris, they aren't trading either right now. Trade deadline is when they'll be traded. It's all to build value. 100%. I think the moment Dana Brown was in front of the cameras and he literally chummed the waters. I don't think it's the wrong thing to do. I think you essentially have to shape perspective within your own organization and your locker room. You can't lose the locker room, right? You can't lose any of that. These guys are the human element. But I do think there was value in chumming the water. I do that. I tweeted. I was like, I do this every year in fantasy football in my dynasty leagues. I have St. Brown and Justin Jefferson, the two of the best receivers, and every year I put them on the trade block. Most of it just to see what I get. And I always hit reject, but I like doing that.
John Heyman is live right now. He said the Cubs are still the favorite to land Kyle Tucker as of now, and that he doesn't think the Yankees will move Hill and the Astros. Yeah, I don't think.
I think it's the Cubs. The Cubs are no one.
Yeah, I think it's going to get to the point where the Cubs make an offer that they can't refuse.
Ooh, that's a really good question, Christopher. Christopher on YouTube goes, would you rather Paredes plus Suzuki plus prospects, or just Paredes plus more prospects, use the leftover money to get creative and get a Teo or Santander? Okay, you're using Santander, and that's just like that's Pavlov's little bell, yeah. and I just
how old is
Paredes? You know what I mean?
Paredes right now.
I love me some Santander.
The thing is, Paredes is young, man. I didn't realize.
Paredes is young.
He's 26. I kind of like that. The only thing with that is, if you're getting Paredes for Tucker essentially as your MLB player swap, who's in your outfield? Like, you need to, like, I guess, I mean, you need the Cubs. So if you're doing that, the Cubs have.
I'm trying to scroll.
You would need to get Cassie.
All right. So, by the way, is a Cubs fan. Okay. He says Paredes strictly pull hitter with lots of swing and miss. Cubs only gave Chris. Yeah, you gave Morel for him, which was crazy because we were in it, obviously. His swing just profiles so well for Minute Maid Park. I mean, it's built for it. Y'all have that deep cutout in Wrigley where the ball just kind of like
it kind of
dies.
Yeah, it's depending on the wind.
Dude.
But
if you have Paredes on this team, Bobby Dynamite actually may need that.
If you get
suit from Mr. Freeze,
if you get Paredes, Cassie, an outfielder who's MLB ready, 6'3", 190 lefty, and like Alcantara, another outfielder, and Cam Smith, a third baseman prospect. Like, if you got all of that for Tucker, I mean, I'd pull the trigger. Yeah. And then you can also trade, and then you can hold on and trade Framber for somebody as well. You can trade Presley, and then all of a sudden the Astros have a solid. Not only do you have a solid MLB roster, but you've bumped your farm system from number 30 to number 25 or something. It won't go that far, but
I also feel like, in like the World Series of Poker, when someone goes all in and they have all the outs, like all the cards you can possibly get to win. I feel in theory, if you did that with the Astros, there's a lot more outs on the table than there's dead cards.
Yeah.
Like, there's still ways, a path to success, and what makes me kind of happy is the mindset within the front office, like, very much of not flirting, but keep shooting down. Can we say shoot on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean,
they keep shooting down the.
I guess so. We're not on TikTok, so
they keep shooting down the rebuild aspect, which I like. Just give me the warm fuzzies.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, as much as we like to.
Roy, I'm with you. Trading Tucker, some Pittsburgh Pirate shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think, as much as we are frustrated by it and talk shit about it, I do think Crane is trying to hold to his statement of, as long as I'm here, the window will be open.
Yes.
I think
you can't. You have to take it for its word because it's all he's shown.
Yeah, I mean,
the dude wins too. Like, that guy's obviously he's won at life. He's a billionaire, multi-billionaire sports owner. He has 2 championships. Like, being around him, he's a former ball player. He gets it. Like he just has that mindset. Like, when you're around that, like it, right? So if you were to divvy up a pie chart for me, it's re-sign Bregman and keep Tucker. That's like the big chunk of it. The middle one is re-sign Bregman and then do the trade, and you shore up spots because this lineup needs bop 1 through 9. The not sign Bregman, trade Tucker's the lowest of low. For me personally, I understand why that's people's like opinions and stuff, but I'm very much like fucking run it back.
Let's trade for Paul Skeens and Brian Reynolds.
Let's just run it back because you have money to spend next year. Let's just fucking one last dance. Let's one last dance of this thing. I don't know. I'm selfish.
The thing that does give me solace right now, not like
solace. That's a good word.
Yeah, the thing that kind of like makes me not so doom and gloom right now is that from what we're hearing about how the Astros and Dana are handling these potential trade offers and approaching the Bregman re-signing and all this, I am a lot more optimistic that this team will be competitive next year. Whichever way that happens, whether it's having Bregman, having Tucker, having both, or, you know, if you're trading Tucker, you're getting guys in that makes this team competitive for next year and also boosts your prospects for 2026 and beyond.
MLB Network, I emoji tweet. Blue Jays and Giants emerging as favorite for Corbin Burns.
Blue Jays?
Giants.
I feel like Blue Jays is pretty fitting. Like that
seems like such a that seems just like a Blue Jays move.
Go there to die type of thing. Unfortunately, Giants is interesting. Didn't they get another starter this offseason already?
I don't know. Posey's calling all the shots, right?
Yeah.
What's Pete doing? Did Pete land anywhere? Does anyone know where Papira fell?
Who are we talking about?
Pete, former Astros assistant GM, and then he went over there, and then he was usurped by Buster Posey.
I think he's still looking.
What's up, Locked On Astros? What's up? Hello, Supreme Panda. That's a big domino, right? Vlad Jr. Why is Vlad Jr.'s not like he's the same scenario as the Astros currently? Roy, I agree. Not to never defend Crane, but understand never get 8 to 10 years. I'm very agree with his hard line in the sand. I would just say Tucker is the one, the exception to the rule, just because of where he falls
Tucker
on the
and or Bregman are both exceptions.
And man, how do I say this? Okay, do we know Tucker's fully healed? He fractured his leg, and then
Jesus. I mean, I think he will be.
Yeah, but is he the same guy?
Oh, I don't think that'll affect.
No, I think he's still the five-tool best and coming in his prime.
But is that something that's in the back of heads?
If anyone would know, it'd be us.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Not like us, but
I don't think that's the type of injury that would linger like that.
I don't know, man.
Because they say when your bone breaks, if it breaks in the right place,
but once it happens,
stronger.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it depends on the break.
Yeah.
If it breaks certain ways, then it can break again. But if it breaks solidly, it can re-heal stronger.
Desmond, do you think we should extend Tucker? Yes. I do.
Giants got Willie Adames. Yeah. Yes, I mean, if the Giants got Willie Adames and then you add Burns and then they have a young core, I mean, that's some good work from Buster.
I think the Dominguez probably needs I think he needs a fresh start. I mean, Dominguez got benched for Verdugo.
Very strong statement from Christopher there. Where I have issues is you don't say you're going to make the guy an Astro for life and then not shell out the contract and then trade him. I fully agree. That's I think where I'm the most upset.
Don't say
That's
shit
where I'm
on
the most
camera.
upset about it. It's like it felt like up to this point over the past few days, it's felt like a spiral. It's felt like there wasn't a plan. Dana's just going off the cuff. And we're just making decisions. Fucking, you wake up in the morning and he has a epiphany.
It was very much Han Solo from the hip.
Yeah, which is like overall.
Don't miss.
I don't hate coming in this year, this offseason, with a plan to trade Kyle Tucker because you're not going to re-sign him and like you want to get prospects. Like all that makes perfect sense on paper, but why are we saying even during this season, Kyle Tucker's going to be an Astro for life, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're not even.
No one's going to take you serious.
Did the Soto signing change their mind that much? You think that's what it was?
But also, I think you have to have the wherewithal that Soto's going to get that much.
Like, I don't know why that surprised.
Yeah, that shouldn't.
I get like saying, okay, Kyle Tucker, also right fielder, left-handed hitting stud, is going to get some fraction of what Soto got. He's only a year older than Soto? Going into free agency?
1 year.
2 years? So he's going to get a fraction of what Soto got. So they see Soto get signed, and then they panic, and they think, we're not going to be able to match this, so we might as well trade him. if that's how it happened, then it's like, did you not think that was going to happen?
I will say this. Rosenthal just said he's not sure if Crane wants to trade Tucker. It's final say, right? The boss he's going to approve everything.
Yeah.
I will say this. The comment by Graham over on YouTube, he says, Dana Brown's really a politician. I've been around sports politicians. Mac Brown comes to mind. Mac Brown, I think, was one of the greatest sports politicians of all time. Dana almost has some, like, Kaiser Soze to him, where it's just like, what?
Yeah, he kind of acts. He acts a little ditzy sometimes, and then
it's just a move.
I mean, he's smart.
Like it's just a Kaiser Soze, like, oh, you're getting one over me. In reality, that's what he wants you to think, and then he wins.
Which I hope that's the case. I really hope that.
I would love Kaiser Soze. Well,
we haven't seen him.
Not the actor who played Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. We have no like proof right now of that being true because we haven't seen him like fleece a team or like there hasn't really been a big trade that they've done yet. So it's to be determined.
And he's also, I mean, we said it all last year, not to like defend him, but like he has his arms tied behind his back.
Yeah. Well, and now Reggie left, and I think Bagwell's probably taking a little step back. So
Reggie's gone.
I think this is the first true offseason that's fully under Dana's control. Obviously, answering to Crane.
I do think there's going to be less chefs in the kitchen, which is great, right? I do think that
he acts like a tweaker sometimes.
I do think that we're going to see more streamlined stuff, and it could be wrong. Like, I mean, one team has to be right every year. Like, the other 29 teams are going to be losers. But as long as there's a clear path of what you're going to do, and I think that's what I think the fans of Houston are kind of worried that you're going to have this spiral of like what you saw the Rockets and Texans do, no clear path. You're just kind of spinning your wheels. I don't think that's gonna happen. So it'll be interesting. I do think you want to take obviously if Hayward's Rockets are a half inch one way or half inch the other way, the Astros are probably in the ALCS. If Ben Gamble doesn't go down, I think the Astros in the ALCS.
You think Ben Gamble made that much of a difference?
I think Ben Gamble and Hayward were a difference.
I do agree that anything can happen in the playoffs. Like getting swept by the Tigers fucking sucked, but they were in both of those games. And sometimes fucking baseball just does that. Sometimes
baseball's weird, man.
Sometimes that kind of thing. I think that roster was built to make a run. I don't think they beat the Dodgers, but I think that roster is as competitive as the Yankees. They just fucking they shit the bed against the Tigers.
How about Belichick to North Carolina? Crazy. One of the greatest coaches of all time. He's going to college. It's crazy. And he's probably going to – the landscape of college football changes because now they're going to do the whole, like, NFL model with the GM and with NIL. That's what you got to do. That's going to be crazy.
What conferences are they in?
ACC.
Who won ACC this year?
Clemson beat SMU.
Oh, yeah, I remember SMU. Yeah. I mean, those are two good teams in the ACC.
Gamble was balling.
Yeah, where's he at? Has he been signed by anybody?
I don't know.
Is he not? I would not mind bringing him back.
Benjamin Gamble. I just wanted to be friends with him, man. I didn't even get to talk to him.
Get him on the pod. Tucker's better all around than Soto. I don't think I agree with that. I love Kyle Tucker, but that's a little crazy.
I don't know, Jim.
That's a little crazy.
I don't know, Jim.
Soto just hit 41 bombs and led the league in walks.
I think the value you want to take, the value of a pennant is going up due to the Dodgers loophole.
Yeah.
And we're in first place.
Yeah.
The 2020s. I think the value of the pennant goes up on the American League side because it's going to take the power of friendship to beat the Dodgers. You need all of Care Bears to unite.
Ben Gamble he's only 33. 730. Oh, I thought his OPS with the Astros was higher, but
it felt higher.
It felt higher.
I mean,
it was only a little bit, but
But yeah, I think we have clarity over the next 36 hours, I would say. I think by the weekend.
I think there's some shit happening by tomorrow.
I don't think Tucker gets moved.
I don't think Tucker. Bregman happens first.
For sure.
I think that's closer to the finish line, whichever direction.
The Tucker trade, does it have to be this week? And it could be a day before spring training. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have time.
Yeah. I mean
obviously, when people want to get their ducks in a row.
I think the longer you wait, the more the price goes up, as long as you don't piss off, by waiting too long, have him back out.
I mean, yeah. Thank God the Dodgers are doing that in the National League. That's what I'm. You know what I mean?
Tucker's OPS is higher. Tucker's on pace for 40 plus. Sure, yeah. I mean, I'd say Soto is here and Tucker is like, he's right under him, but he has to prove. I mean, Soto's proved it over a longer period of time, I would say. I mean, Soto's been doing this for.
I mean, Tuck has elite defense.
Yeah, I mean, Tucker's
in
defense
a vacuum.
Is what hitting wise, Tucker.
There's something about October and Juan Soto, man. Like that guy is just something. Good for him, man. Though he's the new king of Queens. The new king of Queens. Do you see Tucker playing a game for the Astros in 2025?
No.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's just the power of friendship and vibes.
I'm saying no. After all this, I don't think so.
Is Jordan hitting 40 this year? Please.
Yeah.
Please.
How many hit last year? 36? He was close.
No. I think he was around 31.
Oh, I think he was mid-30s.
Alvarez, hold on. Jordan Alvarez last year had 35. Split the difference. Over under 35.
Next year? Over.
Really? With no protection?
I think, yeah. Well, homer, yeah.
You got to get some protection behind that.
Yeah. I think he benefits by, they're saying they don't want to play left field as much. I know he hits better when he's playing the field. But I think he plays more games not having to play the field. Like, if that makes sense. I think he has more longevity in the season being a DH.
All right, everyone's still watching and tuning along, whether you're on IG, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. I obviously the first domino is gonna fall, right? With 2. I will go down with the ship, just holding out like the guys on the Titanic. If you can make that happen, you get 2 back. You get 2 back. I'll be happy, but I think you send a message to everyone if you get 2 back across the league.
You think so? You think it's
I think signing 2. You tell the league, hey, we're not fucking leaving. We're not fucking leaving.
All right, that's in my.
I know it's
in my video.
I know you have like 3 different like videos.
Let me just, while we're talking about the Astros and Jim Crane doesn't spend and all this, what are we doing? Can we look at Mr. Jordan Alvarez real quick?
Yeah.
And look at the value the Astros got.
That's what I'm at. You got so much value for Jordan and Altuve. Just pay Tucker and pay Breggs.
Yeah, just fucking pay him. 6 years, $115 million. And you look at that compared to what Soto just got, and you look at their stats, it's kind of crazy.
How much did Tucker get?
Tucker?
Or how much did Jordan get?
6 years, $115 million.
And Altuve is at 2. All right, so like in theory, like if you went back in time and you had a magic genie and you went to Crane and you're like, hey, you have Jordan, Altuve, Tucker, Bregman, and you have $700 million. to divvy up those 4.
Yeah.
He'd be like, no, there's no way that's possible. Well, yeah, there is. You have 500 to play with within those 2, like for Breggs and Tuck, like in that scenario, because, man.
So looking at Soto and Yordan, you should look 2021 to 2024 at their stats. Yordan has more home runs, more RBI at 958 OPS compared to a 943 OPS. Yordan, I think glove-wise they're about the same. They're not excellent either way. So you look at 2 guys that are like pretty similar. Yordan's 2 years older, and he got how much less AAV?
Yeah,
like that's kind of crazy to me.
Super Panda, I saw your question. Scroll back up. Desmond, do you think we should have signed Willy Adames and put him at 3rd?
Nah.
No, not for 181.
No,
I do like Adames though. I think his swing does play.
Get 2 back, man. You gotta get.
I think you gotta figure out.
You gotta bring 2 back.
You gotta bring 2 back. There's just so much he does for this team, and there's so much more I want to say. Golly. 2 does so much. 2 does so much for this team that I understand the value. I understand the age. But 2 does so. Never mind. Never mind.
How much longer you want to keep?
We'll go to what are we at right now?
Hour and 6.
We'll go up to 2 p.m. We'll go another 15.
That's fine with me. Maybe something will drop.
How do we feel about buy low on Polanco?
Yeesh. I'm tired of buying
I understand
low.
the buy low price. I'm tired.
But I'm tired. I'm tired of buying low. We're not the A's. Like I'm tired of buying low and taking. How many outfielders did the Astros take a flyer on last year? 4, 5. Cabbage, Gamble, Hayward. So I feel like there was 2 or 3 more that which is I don't hate that when you're doing that on the side. Like you have your roster and then hey, you're doing these little pickups, see what happens. But when that's your strategy, it's who's playing right field for the Astros this year? I don't know. Let's throw a bunch of darts against the wall and see what happens.
Dom is 100% right. And it's a bar. It's an absolute bar. It's 2025. You cannot win a World Series playing Moneyball. You have to play Monopoly. Last 2 World Series champs are the biggest off-season spenders. It is the new normal.
Yeah.
I have been steadfast of saying there's an arms race happening around us, and we're dusting off trophies of years past. If that's what you want to do, then do it. Fine. You could be the Royals. You could be the Giants. You could be the Tigers. You could do that, but you're going to wander a lost decade.
Yeah.
So you can't half-ass this. You're full-assed or you don't do anything.
Are we sure among all this that Jacob Melton and Bryce Matthews aren't guys, though?
I think Jacob Melton is a dude.
I think they
but a lowercase dude. I think Bryce Matthews has to earn the first few letters.
Is Jacob Melton right now, if you had to say in the next 3 years, does Jacob Melton give you more value than Chaz has in his first 3 years? Keep in mind, Chaz was an 800-something OPS last year or 2022.
I will say this.
I mean, I think he might. I just mean that's kind of the people love to hate on Chaz, but if Jacob Melton came up and had
it's the same thing.
As Chaz, people would be like, oh hell yeah, look at this. But
I will say this with Melton. Oregon State produces guys that are walking barrels.
Yeah.
Oregon State develops hitters like crazy. Now, I will also say this. When the Verlander trade happened and everyone was up in arms about Gilbert, there's a lot of internal people inside that were okay with that move. Everyone was more hung up on Clifford because of the age, the commitment of the money, getting off his Vanderbilt commitment, doing that.
Yeah, Clifford hurt.
When it was either Melton or Gilbert, I'll take Melton 10 times out of 10. So I think he's just a walking barrel.
Bourbon King said if Bregman and Tucker is not extended, beers need to be $6. They won't be.
I do think. I said this on the pod. I mean, I was on my spiral yesterday. I'm obviously in a way better mood right now, and obviously it has nothing to do with anything changing. But I do think there's an interesting question of, okay, Tucker's not on the team and Bregman's not on the team. You just really showing 44 and 27. Obviously, everyone else, no disrespect, but people come to see the superstars. On a day where Yordan Alvarez is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and Jose Altuve has a day off, a family of 4 that's spending $300 to come into Daikin Park, who are they going to see? I think it's a fair question to ask, especially with the pricing and the economy and all the other variables. It's a business, right? They keep saying it's a business. It's a business. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is the product you're putting on the field for your business? What is the day-to-day for your consumer of paying $30 for a beer and, $30 for the Haterade margarita, the $30 for the Grand Slam nachos? There's a real question that needs to be answered. And if you do adjust the pricing, is that the white flag? So you're kind of then on this slippery slope of half in, half out. So if it's a business, I'm making sure it's something that people are spending their hard-earned money on.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have the opportunity to go to games. They don't have. I mean, a lot of people out there going to a game is something you circle on the calendar. It's not. They're not like us where we're like, okay, we're going blah 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 all the time. It's a circle the calendar. It is a family moment. It is all of the above.
Yeah.
So what are we doing to make sure when a consumer is circling the calendar for their family that you're having a product that agrees to the pricing of what it is?
You're doing Jake Meyer's bobblehead night.
I will say this. I cussed it out and I cursed it to the heavens above. I would kill for a replica championship ring night. I would kill for
there
having
was a lot of them.
There was a lot of them, and I was like, "What are we doing here? We're just spamming all these replica rings.
Bring me back.
Bring me back. Take me back.
Take me back to the night we met. Good old days when you're in the good old days." I have a comparison for you.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting. Everybody's excited for potential you could get Seiya Suzuki and Isaac Paredes, etc. But everybody hates Chas McCormick. They say, it's divided. Chas McCormick, 2023 season, before he was hurt last year, versus Seiya Suzuki last season.
You're going to show identical numbers, aren't you?
Where Seiya Suzuki is 29, Chas is 27.
Chas is a good baseball player. You're going to have to show me.
The WAR, Chas had 3.6. Seiya Suzuki had a 3.5 in more games. Chas, 22 bombs. Seiya Suzuki, 21. There are 3 difference in RBIs, 3 difference in stolen bases. Suzuki, 848 OPS. Chas, 842 OPS. Essentially the same player.
I mean, Chas is going to regress to the mean positively.
So, I mean, it's...
So... Yeah, Johnny.
And the more of those players you have, the better. But
for people that are coming out of state,
yeah.
I mean, the fan base is not just within the loop, right? 100%.
I like Chas, to be honest. I just wish they kept him left. I think Chas excels at being that number 7 or 8 hitter. Plays left field. Gets you a good at bat when you need it.
Yeah.
Chas, Chaz in 23 was a career year. Chaz in 2024 was injured and cock-blocked by Jake, which was essentially mental warfare. I agree. I think if I had to bet you $20 right now that Chaz would have an OPS over 770 if he plays 100 games in the outfield next year, I would do it.
You would take the over for 770?
Yeah.
That's a strong number. Okay.
His career is 747.
I wasn't put the line at 750. I would take the over. 770.
I think he does it.
That's a interesting line. I'd probably take the
he
under.
Had an 842.
No, I agree.
And 23, he had a 738 and 22 and a 766 and 21. So that is maybe a little high, but I think he finds it. He's in his.
And I'm not gonna count that guy out. He's got a chip on his shoulder, especially after last year.
Yeah. We thought Lou Perfuto was too. Was what?
The Joey Lopes conversation is. I think a lot of people were infatuated with him in the sense of the boyish looks and all that. The dude brought energy to a team when things were dark, and I think that's why I lost a lot of people, myself included. I really liked Lou Perfuto.
Well, he came right out of the Abreu to Florida saga.
Yeah, he just brought energy. Season. He brought that juice that this team needed.
All right, Junior.
The Wagner thing kind of hurts, even though he's already like 27, 28. But
all right, I'm gonna bet Junior on this because he's a Chaz hater. The caveat is he needs to play 100 games.
Okay, caveat's 100, and you're over 770.
He needs to be getting regular playing time. If he's hitting every fifth day, then he's not in a rhythm and he's not going to excel like that. So the caveat is he needs to play 100 games. If he plays over 100 games, he has an OPS over 770.
Ooh, what's the bet? Big City Wings?
$20.
Big City Wings.
Big City Wings. I'll take two
for one day.
I'll get you a beer and a meal. Yeah,
that's a good bet. It's a good bet.
All right, shake my hand.
But he has to get you two.
Yeah, I don't drink
two
beer,
regular
so
milks.
You have to. Yeah, you have to get me a burger and a chicken sandwich to take home.
Yeah, a little 2 for 1. Yeah. All right, Junior booked it. It's a bet. That's a bet.
Right, let's do it. No Joey slander. I really love. Well, I mean, I made a whole fan cam for Joey.
You did.
And that was fun.
Big old fan cam.
But
I don't know, Chip. I don't know.
I mean, I like the trade. I still like that trade.
Okay. Oh, another over-under. We do a show tomorrow at noon. Is Bregman settled?
No.
Before noon tomorrow?
No.
Really?
But I don't think settled. But I do think we're gonna get a tweet from Passan or Heyman or somebody that's saying like, what's the verbiage they use, like
imminent.
Yeah, imminent, or like
imminent domain.
Talks are heating up between a specific team. I think we're gonna hear that and I hope it's the Astros. I think we'll get it. I think we'll get a tweet that's like, the Astros and Alex Bregman talks are heating up. They're close to compromising on.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna put it on the table right now. Alex Bregman is a Houston Astro in 2025.
All right. Did you get
no? I got nothing. I have no text. Nothing I've seen. I swear on everything. That is just a pure gut. This is me looking at the chips. I need to catch a running flush, and there's just something in my gut that says, "Fuck you, all in."
Okay, so basing this off numbers, just 45 minutes ago, you were at 27% to the Astros, and you're making this bet. What is 27% odds? That's not good.
That's false hope I'm feeling. Yeah, no, it is 100%. It's 100% false. It's 100%.
In the span of 45 minutes, you've gone from 27%
an hour
to
and 45,
100%.
An hour and 20 minutes.
You went from 27% to 100%. Putting money on it.
It's just a gut feel. Okay. It's a gut feel. I don't know anything, guys. I don't. I swear on everything. I do not know anything.
I'm kind of with you there.
I just had this gut feel. This gut feel of just Fuck you.
Dez is on volume
All
high
in.
right now.
He said that dude would be tired of all the texts from him. Yeah, David gets his answers. David gets his questions. And if it's not AB2, then you gotta do something. I don't know. It's just a gut feel. It's a fucking gut feel.
Hey, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, everyone here, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, tell someone.
We're almost at
tell
13K.
A friend. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the wrestling and basketball guys.
Yeah, they've been the basketball. Kenny and Justin have been carrying us for the past couple months because Astros talk has been awful to try and make content out of.
Bro had too many big city wings for lunch. I haven't eaten at all. I've all had. You know what? It's probably just this quad shot. That's just all I have. Quad shot.
It's just hitting you now.
Just hitting me. Well,
you're gonna need to
no
take a bathroom break in a minute.
No.
I'll say this: if Bregman does sign, say he signs by this weekend or whatever, we do a Big City Wings meetup next week or something. Celebrate.
Yeah, if Breggy re-signs, we'll do a happy hour next week.
Yeah, pick a day and we'll just go hang out. I don't know if there's anything to watch on TV. I don't know if there's any sports happening next week other than.
Do we get answers before Monday? I think so.
I do think we have an answer on Bregman by Monday for sure, and
I think it's
both potentially.
I think we'll know before the weekend. Kind of wonder if the Astros are holding out on the Tucker deal, waiting to see if Bregman resigns. Yes, I do think. Yeah,
Tucker happens after.
Happens after.
Gut feeling equals indigestion.
But yeah, trying to get an ad read for you, Des. Damn it, my bad. That's on me. Hand up on me.
Yeah, if Bregman resigns, we'll go to Big City Wings. We'll happy hour.
Yeah, we'll do a happy hour. We'll get
hang out.
Sam's probably watching. Sam, we get a good happy hour deal next week. Bregman
doesn't resign.
Don't say that out loud.
No,
do not say that out loud.
I'll stop reading that. I'll need to do a meetup on the weekend so I can come.
Okay, it can't be next week because I'll be at Austin for Texas versus Clemson.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
This
we'll do multiple.
We're doing a.
You know what? We'll do more. We'll do multiple happy hours.
Hey, if you're
it
in
be
Houston
one person, be 20 people.
You like comedy? We're doing a live comedy show at the office.
We are doing a live. You can come check out the office.
Go on our Instagram. We posted about it. That's how you go through that to.
You have to buy a ticket.
I don't.
It's not us.
We're not running it. It's just happening.
We're hosting.
It's just we're
hosting
hosting it.
Here.
But it's some good comedy. Houston comics. So come hang out.
We have that. Also, our basketball guys have a watch party at J Bar M. On Saturday for the.
You're a Rockets fan. We have a lot going on this Saturday. Also, Kenny and Justin Kenny and Dex are going to Reality Wrestling. They're credentialed. They're going to be getting photo and video.
Oh, we're running a
busy Saturday night.
Triple play on
yeah,
Saturday.
we're running a triple play. Busy Saturday night.
Only if Duz does a stand-up. No, these are professionals.
Yeah,
these are like real comedians. They will get angry. I try to run bits. I actually try to run bits to them. They didn't laugh. They did not find it funny that I thought I was funny. Des, if Breggy resigns, are you calling the mayor? We're gonna the party's on Louisiana Street. The happy hour's on Louisiana Street.
Yeah, we just go
you know what I mean?
The corner of Louisiana Street. Where does it starts at Louisiana in Congress? Where does it usually start? It just kind of comes. It just kind of just happens. It
just
happens.
happens.
You let it
Parades just happen. Just let it wash over you. But if we miss on Bregman and we trade Tucker, I'm gonna stare into the abyss and let the nuclear holocaust just wash over me.
All right, he's back down, folks. He's back. He's up.
I'm back to 50%. Back to 50%.
You should have taken the bet while you had.
Yeah, I'm back at 50%.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us right now. If anything happens today and we're here,
yeah, we'll jump back on.
But most likely it'll be tomorrow. We'll be back at noon tomorrow to hopefully talk about some good news.
Yeah.
Or you'll watch Des.
Or I'll spiral.
Some more. But yeah, thank you for hanging out.
And shout out to Quick Assist. Get all your ticket needs to post your tickets. Make sure they do all the hard work for you across all platforms. And shout out to Big City Wings. Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace. Love you guys.
for watching.